Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Tech Check. And guess what? We're on episode 20. We've come a long ways in the last 5 months, thanks to your support. And I've gotten a lot of friends, family, my interns. Everybody's been doing a great job in trying to get this platform up and running out there. So for episode 20, as I had said from the beginning, with Tech Check, always looking to find ways to make things a little better in the world. Right? And one way that I know how to do that is through tech. So I was really lucky. I found 3 very interesting young men who each have a certain disability. 2 of them visually impaired, 1 of them hearing impaired. But you know what? They didn't sit at home and sulk about it. They said, we're going to go make something happen with this. So today, I'd like to introduce from DeafTawk, we have with us Ali Shabbar, we have Wamiq Qureshi, and we have Abdul Qadeer. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you very much for being with us on the show. And for the audience out there, please bear with us. We have a very unique set of disabilities here that we're working with, but these guys are really great. So bear with us and enjoy the show. Please, Ali, give us a little bit of an inspiration behind DeafTawk. How did this all come about?
First of all, thank you, Faruk Saab and TechCheck for inviting us and providing that platform. I will start with a brief story, how we met and how we started, because 4 years ago, we even don't know each other. Yes, to some extent, I knew about Wamiq and Aki because we were working in one organization, which is a leading a mobile operator telco industry in Pakistan. But luckily, I wasn't know what are the key aspects of Wamiq and AQ prior to it. We organized a mobile app award during that period. And the basic purpose for that organizing event is to introduce certain applications in Pakistan which give benefits to persons with disabilities. Because digital revolution is talking about that time, and technology is one of that element which can easily equip or provide that which persons with disabilities easily integrate in the mainstream society. So that's the main purpose of that whole mobile app award events. Eventually, we received more than 200 applications, which was a very overwhelming response that mainstream software developers developing application for persons with disabilities. Out of them, 5 were selected, and among them, 1 million cash prize was distributed by Mr. Mamnoon Hussain, who was the president of that time. And on the stage, me and AQ was proudly standing there and was very satisfied. We did a great job. Hopefully next month would be the month of employ for us, double salary, maybe some international tour. But when we came down the stage, Wamiq was there and he started yelling on us. He said, you both knew me and you know why I'm here for. But still, out of 200 application, and even in top 5 application, nothing for deaf community, which is 9 million in Pakistan and 500 million globally. Why? And that was all a shameful discuss, which was just 5 minutes ago, super excited part, turns into a real meaning for us that, no, we did a mistake. And we really wanted to do something for it now. Then we discussed with that particular idea that there should be AI bot which do the sign language for persons with hearing impairment, because lack of supply side is always be a critical part. We pitched that idea with different stakeholders, but eventually wasn't very successful. In 2018, we received an application from Ministry of IT called National Incubation Centers, and there was a call for application for the new innovative ideas. So we applied for it, and after sometimes we forget that we applied. Maybe after 4 or 5 months later down, we received a call from NIC and said, hey guys, are you available for the pitch? We said, yes, why not? And we went for the pitch then. And when we went there, Wamiq told me, oh, it's again other telco who is supporting that whole process, and which is the largest telco in Pakistan. And if we be selected, our organization will kick us out. We said, oh, don't worry, before they kick out, we will resign. But when we did a super patch we selected, and as soon we get the call, hey guys, you've been selected, we immediately put a resign, which was from the all permanent jobs, and started working on that particular idea, because we believe that the other telco, which is the largest telco in Pakistan, will find us. After a couple of days, realize there is no funding, but they will provide us mentoring and a whole process how to develop your raw idea into a realistic manner. And that gave us more conviction towards it. Though we burn all the ships priorly to coming on it and started on. And that's why we said that if a deaf person visits to a doctor or maybe in a classroom, he or she unable to understand what the doctor is talking about or teacher is talking about, because teacher and doctors doesn't know sign language, even a general public doesn't know sign language, and this is a problem faced by 9 million in Pakistan and half a billion globally. And DeafTawk is bridging that gap by providing online sign language interpretation services through our mobile app, which is available on both iOS and Android platform. In small one word, we usually say that we are the Ubers of sign language interpreters. On just one click, in 24/7, you will provide a quality sign language interpreter in order to serve you.
That's brilliant. No, that's really good. And Ali, this is a very interesting and noble cause that you guys have undertaken. And I think this is unfortunately an environment that often gets overlooked. So thank you guys for doing what you're doing. This is really good. And I hope you guys really flourish with this. So moving along, so I want to now engage with Wamiq a little. And you know, it was funny because when you told the story about how Wamiq got so upset with you because you guys weren't addressing the needs of the deaf community. So Wamiq, at this point, can you please tell me, is there anything else available to help people like yourself in these situations?
Okay. Yeah, the service is available in both Pakistan and Singapore market. And what happened with that? I'm actually deaf by birth, and the biggest challenge for me was the lack of interpreter in Pakistan, because I was in a beacon house and they didn't have a sign language interpreter or anything. It was really hard for me to comprehend and understand what was going on in the class.
Right.
So what happened with the principal and teacher said I cannot continue to stay, and I had to repeat the class again, which resulted in disappointment because I didn't want to repeat. So my parents and I decided to move to New York for the sign language facility. And with the help of interpreter, I was able to complete my computer engineering. So after 15 years of my stay in New York, I went back to Pakistan only to realize that 9 million deaf people in Pakistan still do not have an access to interpreter. Because without interpreter, they will not have an access to education, health, and employment opportunity. And that's why we three have built a platform to empower the deaf community. Now, the idea actually came when Ali awarded a mobile PTA award, and that's when I came up with the idea of how to digitalize the sign language interpretation services through the mobile app. Because the main challenge is that most of the sign language interpreters in Pakistan are physical based. We can take maybe a week or two to make an appointment. But that's not possible in our case, because sometimes if we have an emergency or sometimes we have an interview, we can just go into our mobile app, and because of that, it can make things more easy. But not only that in Pakistan, but also in the US, because sometimes I have to request an interpreter for my overtime classes, and it will take me maybe like a week or two to arrange an interpreter. And that's why we decided to move to the app to make it more faster and accessible.
That's really great, Wamiq. And I'm supremely impressed with your ability to find a way to overcome this and help people like yourself. So thank you again for what you're doing.
Thank you.
And Faruk sir, if you allow, can I explain one more thing? Wamiq is the first deaf in Pakistan who did the software engineering, and being a very lucrative degree, and he has a job in US, he left everything just to contribute to the deaf community in Pakistan. I still asking why you came back.
Very, very inspiring, and a very strong and noble cause he's adopted. He's a braver
Yeah.
man than most of us, so I will give him.
Yes, he's the result factor.
In our eyes, this is something. It means you're really trying to do something beyond yourself, and that's a huge sacrifice and a wonderful thing that he's doing. So keep up the good work, and may Allah bless all of you in this respect. The last question that I had, and that's for Abdul Qadeer. So, you know, now you guys are here. We're trying to give you guys a little bit of visibility into the North American diaspora who follows us and likes to engage or wants to engage with Pakistan. What are you guys looking for? How can we support you as the diaspora?
Thank you, Faruk Saab, for giving us the opportunity to share our views. As Ali and Wamiq told, the struggle that we have been doing to empower the deaf community, not only in Pakistan, but our mission is to empower the deaf community globally. So our aim is to provide that sign language interpretation services to US market too, so that we can empower the deaf community of that region too, because the challenge that the deaf community face is the same. That is the communication gap, and second challenge that they face is the lack of sign language interpreters. So this platform is available for the deaf community to connect with the interpreters 24/7 for their communication gap. So we are very happy to expand our operations in US market and other European and Asian market too.
Very good. So as far as it's concerned, you want help from the diaspora to introduce you into different countries and markets.
Yes, we are. Our main mission is to empower the deaf community. If we need that support from other countries too, so it will very benefit for us to expand our operations to empower the deaf community, and if we can work together to empower that community, it will create a huge difference in the lives of the deaf community.
Very good, very good. And are you guys looking for any type of funding or advisory at this point?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. You can carry on, please.
Ali, please you carry on.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, yes, mentoring and advisory is always be a very helpful and handy thing for us. As AQ and Wamiq told that we piloted from Pakistan, now started operation in Singapore market. And when we started the Singapore chapter, it became a new entire startup for us because we didn't know the whole phenomena of entering a new market. So mentoring is very essential. As Aki said, we always wanted to be the Google translator for the deaf community. And last week we had just won the Google Accelerator Award. So that's one step ahead. Now we need mentoring how to scale globally and tap the holistic deaf community to provide that services.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, it's really great to hear, gentlemen. And once again, to our audience, very inspiring. You know, look at the kind of people that we have. These amazing people in our country that are doing things at the grassroots level to solve basic problems. So, what I want to tell the audience: come on, folks, let's step up. Let's support these people. Let's find ways to help them. You know why? Because they're helping themselves help themselves. So let's keep that trend going. As always, please support us, follow us, like us. We're on all the social media channels. We're continuing to grow. As you can see, 20 episodes, and we got a lot more coming with a lot more interesting people. In any case, I'd like to thank our sponsors today, Celeritas Solutions, Ashari Ventures, and Open Silicon Valley. And to all of you out there, we bid you farewell. Please be safe. Allah Hafiz. Thank you for joining us today.